Hello, welcome back. This is Wency from Wency's Toys channel, and in this video I will be reviewing the LEGO set 80045, the Monkey King Ultra Mech from the LEGO Monkey Kids series in Season 4 in 2023. So let's get right to it. Oh, and before I forget, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel, and it would help me a lot in bringing you more content like this in the future. Thank you very much!
Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the minifigures. So let's take a look first at the villain minifigures of this set, because they are actually interesting in this set. So for this set 80045, the Monkey King's Ultra Mech, we again have the Yellow Tusk Elephant Yellow Tusk minifigure, and here he has, it's the same minifigure as in 80043. The only difference is that the weapon that they're holding. So in 80043 he has this Yellow Tusk spear here that is in this minifigure, but here he has something like bongos, but these are actually clubs that actually use the pumpkin pieces. Very cool pumpkin pieces in, I would say, light brown or almost like the color of dirt color. So very good that they used this type of piece, the pumpkin piece, for these clubs here. Very good. Again, the printing here for the minifigure itself, the torso and the leg printing is very nice and detailed, and it does pretty much look like Hindu god, elephant god attire, and that's because the journey to the west is the journey of the Buddha Tang from China to India to get Buddhist sacred scriptures. So that's why a lot of these now are more, instead of Chinese inspired design, it's more Indian or Hindu. And again, the back printing just complements the torso print there. Very cool. So next is the golden winged eagle Peng. So the same as the one from the set 80044, the Monkey Kids Team Hideout, it's the same minifigure. So this is still a Hindu inspired print here for the torso and leg printing. Very cool and interesting. And again, it's the same, actually it's the same type of weapon that he's holding. The only difference is, and as you can see, the mouthpiece is still moving a lot. The only difference is that now Peng has the golden wings as his accessory instead of the harness from 80044 to connect to the mechanized wings. So this one is actually the more organic wings, I would say. So again, the beak is still moving forward and backwards. That's not good, but still the same back printing as well. So last for the villains is the Azure Lion. So this is a exclusive figure in this set, because this is the only time that Azure Lion comes out in this series for Season 4. Hopefully he comes out again in the next wave, in the summer wave for Monkey Kid, but for now, for this winter wave, this is the only set you're gonna get the Azure Lion. Which is why I said that this Ultra Mech set has all the villains that has come out for Season 4, which is very nice that they all collected it in one set. So if you're more as a minifig collector, then this is the set for you. Very nice and interesting design here for the Azure Lion. Since he is azure, then the coloring is more azure than blue. Very interesting and nice headpiece here. shoulder armor, and he has a cloth cape. Looking at the back printing, very, very cool that it's still a complementary printing for the torso, and he has an armor. So a lot of these Demon Brothers are pretty much minifigures. Hopefully the Demon Bull King will come out as a minifigure, or at least a big fig. Since Yellow Tusk came out as a minifigure and he's supposed to be big as the Demon Bull King. So I do hope we get the Demon Bull King as a minifigure as well. So fortunately, since he has a hairpiece, he also has an alternate expression here at the back. Okay, so now let's take a look at the heroes. So first, I'll do the Monkey King himself. So here he has a very long version of the golden staff. The version from the 80044 that's in the hidden temple is smaller, but the end pieces are the same. So they just extended it a bit for this set. Pretty cool actually. And here the Monkey King is using a print, or has a print called the Bright Light print. So it's almost the same as May and the Monkey Kids print from 80044 from the Team Hideout set, and it's like a training gi, but this is a little bit more primal, signifying his original outfit, I guess, from when he was young during the novel. Pretty nice. And he has again this kind of side tail that's not going down, that's going to the side. Nice complementary back print, and of course he has a secondary face expression here, and he is crying here, since this is significantly a much more younger Monkey King than his MK incarnation, or where he has aged a little. Next we have Mr. Tang, or Tang Sanzang. So this is his previous incarnation outfit. So this is the Buddhist monk outfit. Pretty cool. Nice. I like the print very much. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a cloth piece. Would have been nice since he was a Buddhist, so nice if he would have had a robe, but it's probably hard to do it in a minifigures set like this. But still pretty nice Buddhist cloth printing here. Dual printing here, it's not dual molded, so it's just a leg print. Nice, and nice complementary back print. I like the headpiece very much. Not sure if this is a new piece. It looks like a new piece. I haven't seen this kind of piece before. Probably just for Mr. Tang here. And of course he would have a secondary expression that is his current life. And last but not the least, this is the Monkey Kid. This is MK. And if you've noticed, it's his power-up suit, which is very similar to May's power-up suit here. The only difference is May has green colorings in her suit. MK has red because his colors are red and gold. So even though the leg printing is the same and the almost down the bottom portion here is the same, the power-up suit is different from the one from May. Pretty nice, and it's nice that they have complementary suits here. And again, for the back printing, again, it's still red. Pretty cool. And of course he has his MK powered up expression here, and at the back his secondary expression is his normal angry face. Okay, so now on to the main build. But before I go into detail on the actual Ultra Mech here in the middle, let's do a size comparison from all the previous Monkey Mechs in the Monkey Kid universe. So this is the first one, the Monkey King Warrior Mech, and this is the Macaque Mech. And as you can see, the macaque is smaller. So yeah, it's not really a good size compare. Well, it is a good relative size comparison because this macaque set was seen last year in 2022 in season 3. So it gives you a relative size of this Ultra Mech. And between the Ultra Mech and the Warrior Mech, it's relatively the same size. It's almost, as you can see here, it's almost the same shoulder height, the same height as far as the top of the head goes. The only difference is the accessories and of course the shoulder pallet, right? The pauldrons, not the pallet, the pauldrons here. So, and again, with all the, I don't know why the Monkey Kid mechs are like this, because they've solved this problem with the Ninjago mechs. I'm not sure if the designers for Ninjago is different from the Monkey Kid series, but they should learn from each other since it's all Lego. Is that there is really no knee joint articulation, and we'll go into that a little later. But is in my previous review for the macaque, there was no knee articulation. In the Monkey King's Warrior Mech, there is also no leg articulation. The Lady Bone Demon Mech didn't have any lower body articulation, and even the Demon Bull King didn't have knee articulation as well. So we'll get into that a little later. So let's go into the details. Okay, so let's look a lot more into detail on this Ultra Mech. So when you hear the word Ultra Mech, you would think it's the ultimate mech, right? Or it's bigger than the original. But as you've seen earlier, that it's almost the same size. It's just a little bit more sleeker, which probably is an okay description for being Ultra. So let's look at some of the articulation in the upper body. So the head can move side to side. Unfortunately, it can't move up and down without bringing up the cockpit. And that's because it's just held by one single Technic pin that doesn't do any movement. This is a big disappointment for me. It should have at least be able to move a little bit up and down. So it should have been on a ball joint. Not sure why Lego didn't use a normal ball joint and just used instead a normal Technic pin. But they did use a light brick inside here. Not sure why. Maybe to light up the eyes a bit, but it is a little bit weird. So that's why you have a push button here for the light brick. The overall shaping of the head is pretty cool actually. It's a little bit more compact, much more Gundam-like, which I like because I like the Gundam mechs very, very much. So it's a lot more compact. The headgear now is not anymore big Technic pieces, although it's just some foil now, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but that's how it goes, right? It's a little bit more economic, but it actually is a little bit more, actually it's a little bit more aesthetic because it is a foil. It should be a little bit more flowing and not rigid. Here also the additional design here is a little bit more foil, which is nice because it should be flowing a bit, but since there are clouds, I don't know what this would look like in the actual cartoon series on what these should be. But they are connected in ball joints, so they can move a little bit up and down and to the back. So there are shoulder pauldrons here, which is cool. They're on some clips here, so they can move up and down. With the arms, if you move the arms up and down, so they can a little bit move out of the way, right? So those can move up and down and rotate along the axle here. So very nice articulation for the arms. And for the cockpit, it's actually a nice little cockpit. Although when you build this, the clips at the back is just on 2x2. So let's look at the back a little bit. So it's just on 2x2 clips. So sometimes if you're transporting this can be a little off. So it might go off a bit there. So as you can see here, good thing there's still clips there, but it's a little bit annoying. As you can see, it's harder for me now to put it back because it's gonna go undone. So wish that could have a little bit more friction there. And this Technic hole here will have a significant function later. So let's go back to the front and look at where the cockpit is. So you can see here, you can put the Monkey King or the Monkey Kid there, seated position, and if you look, you can see right through the glass here. That is a pretty cool concept that they did. In the Warrior Mech, you can barely see the Monkey Kid inside that cockpit. Okay, so going down a bit. So there are elbows here. Unfortunately, they cannot move around, right? Would have been nice if they can a little bit rotate on the axle, but right now it's just up and down on the elbow. The wrist, yes, they are on ball joints, so those are pretty movable, pretty nice. I like the fingers are a little bit unorthodox because there's basically just 3 fingers, right? But 2 oversized fingers here to be able to hold the Monkey King's rod when it's in big form. But there is also a problem with that. So let's go on. The actual shaping of the waist is pretty nice, actually. There are nice boosters here, right? For the, I would say, hip armoring. Nice little oriental piece there. This piece here comes off a little hard, comes out a little harder, but not sure how you can make that a little bit more in place there. But this piece is not a sticker, it's an actual printed piece, which I am grateful for. This is a very nice piece here. So there are a lot of stickers here for the detailing. Here, these are clear pieces, so it's when you stick them on, you gotta be very careful. So a lot of the detailing here, these are clear pieces as well. So again, the tail, nothing much different for the tail. It's pretty standard tail, but it cannot really move side to side a bit. Okay, so going down further, the legs, pretty nice leg movement here, right? It still can swing forward and backward, but the problem is, and we'll get to that, is that there are no knee joints. So the joints here are connected by a big ball joint here. If you see my fast build, it's connected to a big ball joint at the front and 2 small ball joints at the back. The same with the Monkey King Warrior Mech, and even almost like the Macaque Mech, but you can't really disconnect them, right? If you disconnect this and swing it at the front joint, at the front ball joint, that's a bit of an awkward bend. And you can't really disconnect the big one because then you'll have a weird pose, right? Actually, it's even hard to get that ball joint out. So I'm not really sure what these ball joints are for, on why it's connected that way. So let me try and see if I can disconnect the big one without really making it hard. See? It's a bit hard to pose it. Because it's not any more stable on those back ball joints. And because, so let me pop it back. And that's because the feet, put it on a side profile. See, it's a little bit hard to stabilize. The feet, you cannot move front and back because there's stoppers there. There's a piece here to stop it, an inclined piece, and another stopper at the back. The back piece I would understand because for a foot, the ankle, you cannot go past the tendon here. That's fine, but you should be able to push it to the front. But here, it's a little bit also hard to move it side to side. So I'm not sure really what the posability is for this mech. So it's a bit hard to pose this pretty much standing up, right? So for as far as articulation, again, there's not much poses that you can do with the Monkey Kid mechs. So let's take a look at the other build that you do here. Okay, so this is actually the first thing that you build instead of the mech. The mech is the last thing that you build, but since the mech has a lot more of the main buildiness, and this is sort of like a side build, then I'm reviewing it now. But actually this has a good function. This is a cool looking jet actually, and it has a lot of functionality. Again, there's a lot of stickers here that you can see here. There's a lot of clear stickers here and here. Very cool looking engines here that are on ball joints. Very, very cool. And I've put May here first, even though she's not part of the set, but she should have been part of the set actually. So, and as you can see, it moves a lot because there is some functionality to this. There is a spring-loaded shooter here with a cap. If you just put it with the cap on, it will make the spring-loaded shooter shoot a little bit slower. If you put it out or put the cap down, it will be a lot more faster. So that's a pretty cool functionality, right? Pretty nice looking little build here, and I like the shaping of it actually. Standalone, you can pretty much display this as a standalone, but there is a pretty good function for it, and let me just show it to you. So the functionality here is actually, you need to take, of course, the minifigure out first, and then let's get rid of the stands here. You need to remove this first, and this is just on a Technic pin, so this will be one part of the build. You need to remove the wings here, and again, these will be part of the functionality later on. It's almost like it's going to be one of those combiner mechs in the cartoon 80s, 70s and cartoon series. Then you need to remove this. So hopefully you don't fire the missiles off, but maybe it's better to get them off first so that you don't lose them later on. Then you remove this whole section here, right? Actually, you should remove it with this clip because this clip will be essential later on. So, right? No, actually, that's a clip there. So it's essential later on. So now I need to bring in the mech. So yeah, this we need to as well. So they are on clips, so you need to pretty much take this thing off. Actually, this whole thing. So when you take it off, be sure to remove the clip. And actually, it goes on here. So you need to position this like this, move it out, because it will clip like so. So now it will look like this. And let's get the mech. Okay, so now let's combine all of them. So first, the sort of the front portion of the jet goes to the forearm. So it can either be one of the forearms, either or, because they have the same connectors. So I'll put it here first. So there is a, right, that Technic pin, and then there's a Technic receptacle here as well. So you can just put it there. So pretty nice blade here, as you can see from the side. You can see there, pretty cool. And then a lot of the other parts are going to be at the back. So the wings of the jet go here. So it gives a nice silhouette from the back here, as you can see there. And then the actual jet goes into these Technic holes here. So those Technic holes here, and that's why there's a clip there, because there's something here to clip it with. So it will be a little bit harder to take it out later, but there you go. Then just move this there, and from the front, now you have shooters from the shoulders as well. So pretty cool functionality and playability there. And that's it for my review of the Lego set 80045, the Monkey King's Ultra Mech here. Here's the Warrior Mech here. And yeah, so again, unfortunately, there's not much posability for these two mechs, even for the newer Ultra Mech. But the Ultra Mech really looks a little bit more cooler and sleeker than the previous one. So if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel, and it would help me a lot in bringing you more content like this in the future. Thank you very much.